What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the GamerDad channel. Apparently, the Division has about 20 million agents that have been activated. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I'm going to go ahead and show you the stats. And Ubisoft released these numbers this morning. Now, I commented and said, this is where you approve the next title. I know many of you are thinking, give it up already. No, guys. When something is sensible, we cannot just leave it alone just because a corporation is not paying attention. Usually, these corporations are so big, they're not necessarily able to play the ground game. A lot of their core teams that would have been fashioning another game in light of this franchise, or maybe an offshoot. It doesn't have to be the Division, 3 or whatever it is, but an offshoot that carries the semblance and carries a lot of the core of this game is something that needs to be done. We're not aware how Heartland is in relation to this game, so we continue to ask for this particular style of video game. Now, I'm going to see in the comments that a lot of these 20 million people are those who paid $3 for it. It doesn't matter. It's a platform, basically. That's what a platform is about. We're not saying anything about sales, because even if everybody bought the game for $1, still $20 million. Not bad. I mean, you could even write the same story for Marvel's Spider-Man, which is basically the highest selling superhero game, which at this point finally sold about 33 million copies. Did everybody pay $70 for it? Did it not need a remaster? And even another game that they kind of bundled up together to throw into the PS5 to kind of push those numbers? So I guess if you wanted to weigh the scales, we can bring different games that made it to this double-digit million number and then go from there. But I think at the end of the day, this whole conversation is one that Ubisoft needs to continue to look forward to. Pun intended, Ubisoft Forward coming very soon. And I'm sure we're not going to hear much about the Division in that event. Maybe we might hear a little bit about Heartland. But apparently it seems like now that they have this particular platform, if they really want to go ahead and push Heartland, then they need to convince a lot of core Division players who spend most of their time still playing the content why Heartland is going to be appealing to them. You see, a lot of folk have said Heartland is either this or that, but the truth of the matter is there are still people who are sitting here grinding the Division experience right now, both the Division 1 and mostly the Division 2 at this moment. So what is the value proposition that Heartland is going to bring to serve these players? How is Ubisoft Massive or Ubisoft Studios around the world, Red Storm or whoever may be helping them make the game, going to be able to convince players from the Division universe to say, hey, come into this free-to-play, ecosystem, come in and see what you like about it, maybe spend a little bit of money. If they don't have anything that really resonates, then it's not necessarily going to appeal to a lot of people. Or maybe it'll appeal to a whole different audience, who knows? But usually it doesn't really make any sense to abandon this particular audience here, this 20 million possible agents, not saying everyone's going to come back, in order for you to be able to go find another audience using the franchise's name. But I still think it's a milestone. I mean, the Division 1 really did very well. It by itself pretty much sold about over 20 million copies. But now the Division 2 seems to have been able to reach that number after about 3-4 years. Nothing wrong with that. It took a while to get there, but the game was fine nonetheless. I think the biggest challenge were the console sales. That was pretty much what the, execs were talking about a while ago. I remember people usually cite this one article. They won't stop doing it. They're like, oh, the Division did not perform well. It didn't meet expectations. When in reality, the game did not meet expectations for console sales. On PC alone, the game sold at least 10 million copies. So that already by itself kind of carried. And I think the console agents probably eventually, woke up from their slumber and eventually dived into what was going on. Or maybe putting it on Steam probably pushed it over that number. But we're going to be getting some news very soon. Tomorrow or so is going to be a live stream. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to it. People are wanting to hear what this new content is going to be about. I already clocked shade level 1000 on this account that you're seeing playing here, and I put the game aside for a little bit. Because at this point, what else do I have to do other than maybe try to do it on my PC account, which I'm not interested in doing that. Honestly, I think after this, all this while and spending multiple hours on different, accounts, I just want to stick with one and continue my progression there. But let me hear your thoughts in the comment section about this news, about the upcoming stuff that we're going to be seeing very soon here in the next few hours, depending on when you're watching this video. And I'm sure many of you are probably going to be, quite interested as to how this is all going to go, into reality. What are we going to see at the Ubisoft Forward event? Is there going to be Tom Clancy? Is it going to be a Ghost Recon? Or is there going to be a Splinter Cell? Or what is it going to be when Ubisoft decides to show something with their action franchises? Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we can talk pretty soon, and we'll see what's going on with all the new content coming. Peace out.